everyone, this is Silvio again with Business Central Tips. I want to talk today about General Ledger Setup. I know it might sound boring, but actually General Ledger Setup is one central place for a bunch of settings in Business Central. And from time to time Microsoft adds new settings in General Ledger Setup. And hence, this is why I wanted to talk about General Ledger Setup today. So besides everything that you see on the screen here on the General Ledger Setup, all these fields in the General FastTab or in the Dimensions FastTab or in the background posting or in the reporting or in application, there are places you can go from here. For example, for posting, you can open General Posting Setup or General Business Posting Group or General Product Posting Groups, or you can go and open up accounting periods or dimensions or user setup. You can go into the VAT stuff here, or the VAT product posting group, tax report setup, tax posting. You can go to the bank, the export import setups, or the bank account posting groups, and you can go to the general journal templates. So this is a good central place. You can arrive here and you can go into different areas of Business Central. I have here a container based on version 22.2, and some of the settings I played with them here for this video, but I'm gonna go through them and I'll explain what I did. So first is the General FastTab. The first two fields, allow posting from and allow posting to, are system-wide date restriction for posting. Is that, for example, I have here the range is June to August, 1st of June to last day in August. If I'm trying to post something that's outside this range, this is not going to work, and we can easily see. Let's just go to General Journal. And let's just try one transaction. Let's transfer from checking account $2 to the savings account. And the date is right now is July, so this is gonna work. But what if we put May here? And if we try to post, we're not gonna be able to post. Posting date is not within your range. If I'm trying something after August, yes, again, it's not allowed. What about 6/2/23? This is again not allowed, but we know that our range on the General Ledger Setup was set to June to August. So why is that not working? It's not working because this is, as I said, it's basically a system-wide date restriction, but there is a user level restriction. And if we go to user setup, I can see my user here, admin, being restricted to July 1st and July 2nd. So that's why we can't post. But if we put here July 1st, we need to put a document number here. So that's not anything to do with dates. We can see that the posting is going to work. Okay, so this is allow posting from and allow posting to. The date restriction in user setup will take priority ahead of what's here in the general ledger setup. The next two fields, allow deferral posting from and allow deferral posting to, are referring to when you want to defer transactions. So what's deferring a transaction? So for example, I want to have a transaction for monthly rent. I can schedule let's say the rent is $1,000. I can schedule the rent, the $12,000 that are going to be going to prepaid rent, GL, but I want to defer it each thousand at a specific date, let's say first of each month. So if we look here, allow deferral posting from and allow deferral posting to, this will be a restriction for the deferral dates. So for example, if I want to do post the rental for 2023, I would say January 1st 2023 to 31st of December 2023. But if, for example, my rental starts in June, I won't be able to post beyond December 2023 if my deferral posting to is set to the end of December in 2023. If you want to know more about deferrals, you're going to find the field deferral code on the sales lines or on the general journal lines, and just do some investigation to learn more about deferring transactions. What else? So for example, this one, local address format, it's city plus zip code, but we have a bunch of other possibilities for setting up or printing the address. I think this is the default city, state, zip code. To test different formats, just choose one and then print a report that's going to print the address in the format that you mentioned here. Invoice rounding precision, sales invoice. If you mention here an invoice rounding precision to the cent, then obviously it's not going to go beyond that. Your rounding is going to be to the cent. So for example, let's take one example here. If I set up to the dollar and my invoice is 0.99, if it's nearest here, then my invoice is going to be $1. If it's up, it's going to be $1. If it's down, it's going to be $0. So for example, if I turn on this one as it is right now, and I put a date in, let's say 1/1/2020, if I have transactions after January 1st, 2020, and I have this one turned on, then the system is not gonna allow me to delete transactions. By default, it's not gonna allow me to delete any transaction, any GL account. So this one, check GL account usage. This is for there are other setup tables, like I think they are in here, general posting setup, where you can specify various GL accounts. Well, if I'm trying to delete one of those accounts in the setup tables, like the general posting setup, then if I turn this one on, the program will prevent you to delete those GLs if they are in use, basically. This is LCY code. This is for local currency. It's USD. This is the symbol, the description, payment, discount, excluded tax. Specifies the payment discount is calculated based on amounts including or excluding the tax. So here is, it's excluding the tax, so the payment discount is going to be applicable only to the amount without the tax. If we turn this one off, then the discount is going to be calculated to amount including tax. This one show amounts on the general journal. We only see the amount, and we can go here, we can see the amount and amount dollar. But if we say debit and credit only, and general journal, we can see the debit and credit, and reopen. We can see the amount dollar, debit and credit. Okay, let's leave amounts only. Hide payment method code. Right now it's turned off, so that means it will show the payment method code. If we go to sales orders, let's open up one, and I already can see the payment method code is not hidden, it's displayed. Let's switch now to hide payment method code, and we don't see the payment method code. It's not in here. Okay, let's turn it off again. Posting preview type. It could be standard and extend. This is a new setting in General Ledger Setup. Let's see what's happening if we have standard. So well, let's leave it and do a post preview. And that is the standard way of displaying the posting preview type standard. What about if we change it to extended? Let's try again. Now you can see we have a few sections. One is for the GL entries, and then we have a section with tax entries, and we have also a section for related entries where we see customer ledger entries, item ledger entries, detailed customer ledger entries, and value entry. And we can also turn on the hierarchical view, and we can see here at each GL. I actually have a blog on this particular posting preview. Let's have a look. And search. There is a new posting preview type in Business Central. See how that works. And yeah, you're gonna find a bit more information in here. Okay, enable data check. That's cool. I think I have also a blog about this one. Enable the data check. How does that work? Specifies whether Business Central validates the data you enter in documents and journals while you type. For documents, you can turn on the check, and messages will be shown in the document check fact box. Let's move a little bit lower here. My head. And you can see already in the sales order a fact box here for document check. Let's go to let's go to a different area of the system. Let's go into purchase orders. And open up one. Again, you can see here document check. It's already showing two problems. Posting that is not within your range. Yeah, well, let's see if we wanna clean up here and clean up here. If we still have, let's reopen. No more problems? No more problems. Let's make a problem. If we remove the vendor invoice number, we see here you need to enter the document number in the document. Now, so this whole document check appears as a fact box here because we turned on these settings. This setting, if we turn it off, still there, but if we close the purchase order and reopen it, we are not seeing document check anymore. Okay, let's go to a different section. Let's go to the general journal. This is missing the check, document check or journal check. It's missing from here. Let's turn it on again. And we can see journal check here as a fact box. Let's remove the document number. We should have a problem already. No? Oh yeah, document number must have a value in the general. If we remove the amount, we have no problem. Oh, we have two problems. Document number must have a value in general journal. Amount must have a value. So let's put one here. That's good. Now we only have document number missing. No issues found. So we have here a counter for the lines checked. It's only one line. Lines with issues, no issues. Issues total 0. So let's remove the document number. We can click on this and it's going to give us the error, or we can see it in here. So this is the enable data check. Then we move to the next FastTab dimensions. What are dimensions? Dimensions are a way to tag transactions. So, for example, in this system, in this container, Business Central container, global dimension 1 is the department and global dimension 2 is the customer group. So if I go to the general journal, I shoot them on the documents and on the journal lines, these two fields, the global dimension 1 and global dimension 2. The dimension 3, 4, all the way to 8, we can add them. So for example, I can add to the line, I can add another dimension. Let's say I want to put area Europe. So I'm tagging this transaction with the dimension area and the value for the dimension area equal to Europe. So when I'm posting this transaction is going to have 3 tags. One is the department, the other is the customer group. These two are dimensions set as global dimensions, and there is also a third dimension, which is a shortcut dimension, which we added through the dimensions here, and this dimension is for area. So when we post this transaction is going to have 3 dimensions. I have, I think, 1 or 2 blogs about dimensions. One of the blogs is for, or both of them are for developers, but I'm not sure. Yep, dimensions in NAV 2016. Setup and how to dimensions in NAV 2016. So these 2 blogs are for dimensions in NAV, but it's pretty much the same. The one thing I want to note here is that we can't really change dimension by clicking on this field here. The way to change dimensions is through this page, this action, change global dimensions. You can pick your global dimension 1, something different than department, and then for dimension 2 you pick again a new dimension, and you can change it, but what's happening is that these changes will be only going forward. What if we want to change the new dimension to the already existing history? Then you would have to go here either in sequential or in parallel, and basically by starting these two reports, the system will update all the transactions with a new global dimension 1 and 2. So that's one thing to note here, is that we can't really change it from here. You need to do it with this action. Background posting. What's this background posting? Well, when we are here on, let's see, is it turned on? Okay, let's turn it off. When we are on, let's say, general journal, if I was to post, and now we need a document here, if I was to post this transaction, if I don't have this setting turned on, post with job queue, it just means that the transaction is going to be posted as soon as I hit post. And let's do it. So I have $1 going between the two accounts. Do you want to post journal? Yes. This is done. Now let's try something else. Let's move the two $23 between the two GLs, but let's post with job queue. And if I attempting to post, do you want to post the journal lines? Yes. Journal lines have been scheduled for posting. So now the system is going to, it queued the transaction, and whenever it considers it's a good time to post it, it will be posted. We can check. Probably it's already posted. Let's just see. We can see for July 1st, $23, and here. So let's filter to this value, so we can see that's been already posted. Okay. Same for post and print with job. Notify on success. I'm assuming it's once, so the transaction is queued, and then the system will execute the transaction, will post, and then you receive a notification. Reporting. So these are financial reports for different accounting reports. So for example, for balance sheet is M balance, for income statement is M income, for cash flow is AM cash flow, and so on. If we go to account categories, we have here all the accounts by categories, so assets, fixed assets, liabilities, equity, income, cost of goods sold, and we use generate financial. Now let's just see financial reporting. If we want to see the cash flow, print. This is for June. we can see the calculation of cash flow for the month of June. Receivables, sales orders, total of cash receipts, and then we have some payables, and then at the end we have total of cash disbursements, and surplus is 22. So 96 minus 74 is 22. That would be what about the balance sheet? This is the balance sheet. Assets, liabilities, owner's equity. Assets 191, and then liabilities plus owner's equity 191, and so on. So these are the reports that are the financial reports, and you can specify here which report is for each type of accounting report. We can edit and we can print, for example, the balance sheet. Let's go back. If there is anything else left. Application. This is to do with payment discount tolerance. Payment tolerance in percentage is 0.1. Max payment tolerance is 1. We can have existing documents, and you see we can't really change here. So the way to change it is through this report, change payment tolerance. And yeah, that's where you can change it. That's pretty much all I wanted to discuss today. So as you can see, a lot of settings in the general ledger setup, and some of them are recent. I think one or two, probably two major upgrades ago, like enable data check. I've seen it, I think 1 or 2 years ago, and yeah, posting preview, it's also something recent. Well, I hope you enjoyed it, and as always, thank you for watching, and for subscribing, and for liking. And if you have any ideas for me to talk about in my next videos, please leave a note on in the comment section, and I will try to touch it. Thank you so much. Have a great afternoon.